Hi guys, welcome once again to the Hooked Hut, and it's Throwback Thursday. Now at this point in the week, normally we just put up some photographs of fish that have been caught in times gone by, but this week I wanted to show you some footage that's never been aired before, and this footage was shot while I was out pike fishing. Now before I show you this footage, I just want to talk about some of the lure rods that we can use while piking. Now if you're a beginner, I would definitely recommend something like this. This is a jerkbait rod. It's got a casting weight of 100 grams. It's very, very stiff for what it is. And you can see I've got a reasonably sized multiplier on there. So like I say, for a beginner, this sort of rod is perfect, and it casts lures of that sort of size and bigger, almost double that size it will cast. Now the only problem is when you're fishing with a rod like this and lures that big, once you hook into a fish, because it's such a strong rod and strong setup, you're not going to get much sport out of those fish. I prefer to have a lot better sport with my fish, because to me that's what it's all about. It's not just about having that capture photo at the end. I like to have a good bit of sport with my fish. But like I say, as a beginner, I would never recommend going on a light setup. Definitely recommend something like this. And the reason why I say that is because pike, although they're the biggest, baddest predator in our fresh waters, they are actually a very, very fragile fish. And if you're not careful, you can overexhaust them and they can end up dying. So you really need to know what you're doing before you move to lighter setups. You could also try something like this once you've got a little bit of experience. This is slightly lighter. This has got a casting weight of 70 grams, so you can still cast large lures with it. It's got a much, much softer tip, so you will get much better sport out of that sort of setup. But again, it's not going to be able to cast lures like that. You're going to be stuck with casting quite large lures. So moving down then, as you get more experienced, you could go down to something like this. This is a 10 to 35 cast weight rod, and as you can see, I've got a little fixed spool reel on there. And this has got a lot softer tip on it. It's a single piece blank, and you've probably seen this rod in some of the other videos that we've put up. This has to be one of my favourite all-time piking rods. I love this rod, and it can cast the larger lures, and it can also cast lures down to that sort of size. But to get the ultimate sport out of pike and have a lot of fun with them, I like to use a rod like this. A very, very light rod. You can see that tip is very flexible, and it's only a 5 to 15 gram cast weight rod with a little 2,500 reel on there. Now this is definitely not the sort of rod I'd recommend to a beginner. You've really got to know what you're doing with pike before you try going out with something like this with pike in mind. Obviously if you're out perching and you hook into a pike, there's not a lot you can do about it. You've got to try your best. But if you're specifically going out for pike, I would only recommend this sort of rod when you've had quite a bit of experience with them. Now this rod obviously only casts lures of that sort of size. Most rods, although they have a rating on them, like this one is at a 5 to 15, you will find you can cast slightly heavier than that. Obviously you're just not going to be able to cast them as far. So those are the rods we use for piking, and in this video footage you'll see I catch pike on this setup, and I have a lot of fun with it. So check this footage out. Come on. Oh, yes, 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 that's a good fish. Yes, that's pike. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's a good one. That's a good fish. Don't come off. Don't come off. Oh, that's a nice pike. Whoa, he's away. He's away. That's a nice pike, that. That's a nice pike. If I can just get him, yeah. Come on, buddy, on a 5 to 15 gram. Yeah, he's well hooked. And he's a nice size as well. Whoa, whoa, he's away. I've got to try and get him, yep. Try and get him here. Come on, mister. Come on. He's going mental. Come on. Come on. Come on, let's get him in now. Let's get him in. Let's get him in. I can't get him in. Come on. Tire yourself out. Yes. 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 Oh, that's a nice pike. Oh, that's a beauty. That is a beauty. Oh, come on, baby. Fight. What an awesome fight that was. I was worried that he was going to come off. So let's get all those bits down. Oh, he's a cracking fish. Oh yeah, that's a good double. A good double figure pike. Okay, so first of all, what we need to do, oh look at that. And he's gonna flip. Wow, look at that, guys. Look at this pike. You can see he's just hooked in the corner of the mouth. Look at that. Single hook, straight out. What a beauty of a fish. That could be about 16, 17 pound. What an absolutely cracking pike. I'm going to get it weighed and see what it comes out with. That's back to zero. Okay, let's get the fish in. There. Beautiful. So the fish is, oh yes, 15.8, 15.5 pound. In the net. I couldn't get her in the net, I didn't have the right angle. Yeah, she's coming, yeah, look, she's coming back to life. Yeah, she's okay, she's recovering. Look at that, what a beautiful animal. What an absolute cracker. The beautiful markings on her back, look. Absolutely stunning. So let's get her out the net. There we go. Is she ready to go? She's gonna throw a big flip when she is. Whoa, there she goes, she's away. Well, what can I say, chaps? That was a cracking pike, 15.5 pound. Not a 20, but hey, it's a good mid double, and it gave an absolutely cracking fight on this little 5 to 15 gram rod, this little Fox Ultron 2 little street rod. Fabulous. Like I say, it's a 5 to 15 gram rod. I got 12 pound jig silk, and then the lure that did the damage was this little tiny Savage Gear fat tail minnow with a little 5 gram jig head. Perfect, brilliant. And I think that's what they call the motor oil colour. So I'm well happy with that fish. So I'm going to move on now. We've got, I would say, about 40 minutes of daylight left. So I'm going to make use of that and see if I can get us another one. So how about that, folks? What a great bit of sport I had with this little 5 to 15 gram rod and that 15.5 pound pike. It also shows you that you don't always have to use big lures to catch big pike. You can catch them on the tiny ones as well, and actually have a great bit of sport with them. So if you've been piking a while, I would definitely recommend starting to lighten your gear up so that you get much more sport out of them. So until next time, tight lines, and we'll see you on the bank.